way it's shaping up right now, it's starting to get a little tight when you look beyond Northwood. And all those spots up for grabs, those last 3 spots. But Northwood at 9-0 is definitely going to be difficult for either of these teams to catch up that far, but you're just looking for the top 4. And Justin Cap might be at the front of that push for Virginia. He's been doing this all season.
He just went and took that one away from USF. I think Banger caught a little too much of that ball, and Justin Cap, right move to take it to the ground pinch. Rarely is it the correct move. Oftentimes, if they see you going for the ground pinch, it gives them time to close the gap, but they were too far away, and it ended up giving him the pace he needed on that shot to get it through.
I think this one has the makings that it'll get faster as the match goes on once both teams are comfortable with each other. You've got a couple of very mechanically minded players, Justin Cap being one of them. And he's going to have to wait after getting that next clear. Sean kicks a hard shot to the corner, missed it, banged off of it. Feenster's follow-up isn't fast enough. Andrew got there.
And space as well here for the Cavaliers, and that's something that you're going to need to see South Florida close up on.
Justin Cap gets a nice pass out to Freeze. This is a good progression for Virginia. Nailed the shot on net. And Virginia, 2-0.
Well, this transition's just pretty. Banger's trying to float one out over to his teammate, but it gets a little too far away, and Justin Cap, ooh, that one caught the headlight. A lot of extra pace on that one, 79 miles per hour. Definitely enough to catch USF one step too far forward.
Is that the key, Chiefs? Is the headlight? Is there something about the light gives
it's
it
the
a little
headlight.
extra boost?
It's the corner of the car, man. That's
right on the corner.
That's the spot.
Right, but so it's not the bumper; it's the light.
I mean, that's. To be fair, I just say the headlight. It's a point of reference for me more than a.
No,
yes,
I love it. I've never thought about it as the headlight though. I've always thought about it as the corner. And this is why they say you got the biggest brain, Chiefs.
To be fair, I think there's actual headlights on the front of the Octane that are more in the center. So I'm probably completely wrong, but I think of where the headlights are on the Dominus, and they're straight on the corner.
Banger got the redirect on the backside here. Feenster actually stole the boost as well. Banger, no boost, bumped off the ball. And it might be another push here for Virginia. Quick pass downfield. They caught him on a breakaway. Freeze on the nice touch in front of the box. And the shot there, and it's off the crossbar. Good save from Feenster.
Yeah, huge recovery there from Feenster as well to keep him in this one. Down 2-0 fairly early, and that could have easily been 3-0 considering that they got themselves tied up in the back of their net there, not even able to go up and defend the backboard. Justin Cap in time. Let's go and clear that one away out into the corner. And good press here from USF, but very tied up with each other, and they have to split off and give the space back.
And too many transitions allowed here in front of the box. That's the second goal on transition that Virginia have gotten. First on a Justin Cap redirect, and this time one by Andrew setting up Freeze.
And it's that product of, we were just talking about them, you know, the USF was on the push, and then they all got stuck real close to each other, so they all spread themselves back out and allowed that transition, and they all kind of went off to go get boost when they all split up, so no one actually in a good spot to handle that transition. And you're right, that transition game, the Cavaliers has paid dividends here in game 1.
It'll be pushed up forward again by Justin Cap. But Feenster, he's got Banger downfield, pre-flip to get himself into spot, but Freeze already had the clear downfield. USF, they want to move down the field quickly. Always got someone at midfield to give a pass to Feenster, but the shot denied by Freeze. Sean, slow coming, gets the challenge over to Feenster with a full tank of boost. He's got Banger on the wing. He needs to get the dunk, but that's back to the blue half.
A lot of space here for South Florida. Need to make something of it. Look at Feenster. He is up so early. Justin Cap going to break it up. Banger in charge of buying extra time on offense, and boy, did he catch a big piece of that ball.
And another clear here for Virginia, too. This one set up in front of the box, but too committed there from USF, and they're just having a lot of trouble getting this ball out into a spot where they can contest it consistently. Constantly having to get back to the ball here, and Andrew, it's killing him right now. Look, every ball off the ceiling. Freeze gets another shot on net. Sean out into space, but he's got to follow up his own touch, and it's not good enough. Blocked again by Banger. Freeze back over to the corner, but just no bite here for Virginia after all that offense.
Ooh, and a sneaky little clear from Andrew as well. Floater off the wall. Oh, Banger got tied up, and he went for the changeup. Able to make a second save, but not stop the third one. Justin Cap going to come through. Put game 1 well out of reach, and, I mean, kind of living life on easy street here in game 1 for Virginia. It started off, you know, okay for both teams, but those transitions came in, and Virginia's kind of just been on yeah, we've got you tied up right now.
They've certainly felt the, I wouldn't say pressure, I would just feel the deficit. They felt the deficit noted by Feasters, not just one, but multiple pre-jumps that have been unsuccessful. And maybe that's playing into the transition problems for USF Green, but either way, like you said, first game will be down and over, and they'll reset for game number 2. There's some good things to like, I think, on their pushes downfield.
Yeah, the good thing is, this is not the end of the world here for USF. Yeah, you kind of came out here and the series started and you really got taken to task. But I think there was a lot of good things still happening for USF. It's just they need time to adjust to what Virginia is bringing them. And that's exactly why you play the series of games. It's not the best of one, because USF has proven themselves quite adaptable in this season so far. So just need a moment to get their bearings, I think. And game 2 should be a lot closer.
Adaptable is a good word. I mean, 3-4 on the season, and I mean, games played, it gets even tighter, 13-13.
Yeah.
So they've clearly been able to adjust against the opponents that they have played against. The issue is consistently coming out the victors in those opportunities, and Justin Cap has had a field day in game 1. That's his 4th goal.
Oh, look at this attempt from Feasters, too. He knew that was a dangerous one, and he was pixels off of nailing that clear. I mean, you make that clear, that's one you could put on the highlight reel, actually. That's a wild
go on the other side of
the field. I mean, that's if you can pull that one out of the bag consistently, you're going to very quickly cement yourself as one of the best defenders in this game, that's for sure.
You'll definitely go back and you'll watch that clip of yourself about 1,000 times over, because how many times are you going to get an opportunity for a clear like that? Well, they're going to have an opportunity here to adjust, because Virginia put a 5 spot on them, scoreless for USF Green.
Rough stuff, but no need to fret if you're USF. You got a long way to go. They made a lot of good stops. To be honest, you can see in the save column there, they got, 11 saves for South Florida, so they definitely know they allowed too many opportunities on target, no question about that, but you already hinted at it in the middle of that game. It really was just that transition game when there was some kind of breakdown, or maybe somebody not having the boost to be in position to keep the pressure up, or at least forestall that approach. That's really what started to do South Florida in that second game, or in that first game, excuse me, and looking forward into the second game, just see if you can close those gaps a little better and to not allow them to kind of just run all over you in the midfield and control a lot of the boost and really start to starve you out.
And if you want the short form of Chiefs' analysis there, it's Feaster, don't pre-jump. And they'll be feeling a lot better. Actually, that's my analysis. We'll see how
avoid the
USF
words
Green
"I'm up" at all costs.
Or you see me.
That's when you know that you maybe are doing something you shouldn't. When you're saying "you see me,"
or you're just hey. If anything, that might be a mark that you're feeling pretty good, right? Maybe not.
It's the double-edged sword.
It's a good push though here at the start of the game for USF Green. They really weren't able to put together any kind of consistent pressure, so maybe game 2 is a different start. Banger up in front, but Freeze all over the ball in the challenge.
Good push there from Sean as well. They catch Andrew going for boost, and Justin Cap let fly there. That's the right move, to be honest. Just break the pressure and get yourself some positioning back on the pitch.
Solid rotation from Feaster. A hard shot to Banger, and wanted to maybe get that shot on net. Sean was a little too far back. He'll play closing the gap instead. Now turning back around. Banger. Quick one, but Justin Cap will have the clear out.
Oh, he mistimed it, though. This is a big tie-up here for Virginia. You can score that one, indeed. Banger's going to eat it up.
And this is that situation where if you're third man on Virginia, you just got to get out of there. Like, if you see Justin Cap carrying the ball, one of you, like, it's fine if one of you plays the follow-up, but somebody's got to be able to play disaster mode in that situation. He doesn't have complete control of the ball, and your second man has to be clean on that follow-up, and if he's not, you better hope your third man is there to clear up the damage.
That's exactly why it happened, though, right? Because the third man in that position can see that second follow-up touch is not going to have the right kind of power or what they want to get out of that situation. That's why you end up seeing that double commit from the third man, because in that split second, Number 3 is sitting there like, I've got a much better touch. Just let me go for it. And Freeze is going to keep it off the goal line by pixels.
Wow. About 98% of that ball was in the net, and Justin Cap won't let that one in. Sean, another light shot. Andrew will take it out. It was wide of the net. Banger scoops it up, but Freeze is right there to take it back. And Sean, slow coming from midfield. Too slow against Justin Cap. Now Feenstra, left alone, can delay for Banger to get set. But Banger caught in the corner. He won't have much pressure to deal with as he catches it out. Oh, wait. Massive dunk off the crossbar. Feenstra hurried back to get the clear.
And this pressure in the midfield, much better from South Florida, and nowhere near as much dominance from the Cavaliers in that regard in this game. A lot easier. Freeze pumps one top side. Sean there in time off the wall, and back into the middle. The only person going to be there is South Florida on transition, and Justin Cap going to cut that short as he kicks it off his backboard.
Now, speaking of transitions, it hasn't been nearly as effective for Virginia. Here's a quick pass to Banger,
why,
and it's
Justin?
in off the own goal. Justin Cap gets in the way.
Why? I got to see his camera. He had to have seen this. He can see Freeze in the net. What are you doing? No, okay. Normally I say you're justified, or there's a reason for it. No.
Where's
that
our sound? Yeah.
That one was just bad, Justin
Spam the
Cap.
button.
You should feel bad. That was your teammates, man. Get out of the way.
You can't do your teammates like that. Well, we play on, and Virginia got some things to figure out here in the final 2 minutes. Still playable for them. It'll start with Andrew on the push. That'll be a tap up for Justin Cap. Downfield for Freeze. He beats Sean to the ball. Last one back here is Banger. He can't beat him. Freeze got Justin Cap.
Ooh.
1 touch, 2 touches, 3 touches. Where's the shot? And it's blocked by Feenstra off of Andrew's car. Freeze keeps this scoop. Sean puts it down. And how about USF
pumped.
Green on defense? Downfield in the net. 3-0.
Whoo! You can feel Virginia here kind of thinking, yeah, we maybe have something, but that quick pass back into the middle from Feenstra straight onto Banger's nose just happens too quick for Virginia to react, and they get that ball ripped over their head, and that kind of feels like it puts game 2 out of reach. 90 seconds,
right
3 goals. It's a lot of time, but not as much
4
as you'd
shots
like.
on net. Yeah. I mean, they've been so much, or USF have been so much cleaner on defense. Justin Cap, he's got that touch, but Feenstra's there, and that's what they were missing. They were missing that presence in even their own third. Like, a lot of times they were just running back to their own back wall in game 1. That's not happening this game. Feenstra, even though he gets bumped, can't get back to the ball, and this might be trouble for USF Green. They can't get this clear. Justin Cap around the corner. It's grabbed by Banger again. Still good reads here. I don't think USF Green have a lot of faith in the Virginia offense. every time they get to the corner, there's a blue car that's able to throw it out. Banger, he's right there. Comfortable save for him. And right there, Banger again off the backboard. Clean defense. Sean off the challenge, and it's still going to be Feenstra's ball. He's not going to be pulled off of it.
Now you kind of seeing Virginia trying to just regain possession here, and while they might be able to win 1 or 2 challenges, they're following the flow of the play, and that means they're being a little more protective of those potential USF counterattacks. That means they're not as far forward or willing to be aggressive as they need to be, which, to be honest, is fine. Did he just own goal again? Basically.
Yep.
Basically, he did. He might not have actually put it in his own net, but he did just hand it to the opposition, which is about as bad.
Poor Andrew's just trying to race back, and not exactly how you want to draw it up, but there's 7 seconds left. You're kind of fighting for game 3 at this point. But I mean, it's a good return to form, or a finding their first form, if you will, for USF.
Yep.
They really did not have a good go of it. They knew it, and as a result, they just put on almost an equal pounding onto Virginia, 4-0 instead of 5.
Yep, pack that one in, move it on, move it up. If you are Virginia, let's go to game 3. That one was not your best game, and I gave Justin Cap a lot of flack for that own goal, but to be honest, the offense wasn't getting anything done anyway. They were going to lose without it, so.
Oh, wow. I love how you were like, I felt bad, so now I'm going to be even more savage.
Well, now it's less a criticism of specifically Justin Cap and just surprising to see. Yeah, they just kind of collapsed on themselves, right? It's like, it feels like that own goal goes in, and then they're all just like, we're doomed. It's like, okay, don't have time for that.
But, hey, look at it this way. You didn't own goal in this game yet. And Game 3 is underway. There's always a chance. Sean trying to force that ball forward. And maybe for Virginia, they need that first goal confidence. You score the first goal in the set. As Justin Cap off the ceiling. And it started pretty, but Banger got the clear.
And just got to reset themselves here. If you're Virginia, to be honest, I think you'd like to see them go a little more small ball, less big clears and trying to outpace USF here, and you'd like to see that ball control come through for them and get them opportunities that way. I think that's what's going to get them back into the type of play that they want to be doing.
Yeah, especially nice save by Banger there. Andrew passed to Justin Cap. That was a solid chance, but just too far behind Justin Cap. Now a quick transition. Beaster got it off the backboard. Banger almost got it. Now Sean's all by himself.
Yep.
Andrew, 45 boost, 1 to beat, and Sean got all over him.
Right move to try and just beat Sean with a mind game, though. His teammates needed time to give boost, and if he was able to keep that dribble going, that was going to be good. He would rather have him take the ball off his nose than try and win a challenge and be further out of position, so... Not a bad move to go for the fake, even if it was a little telegraphed, and he's going to come across net, make a clear. Andrew on his way out now.
Freeze is the happiest player on the pitch right now. He was just frozen on the backboard, just kind of making little micro movements like, hang on. He's like waiting for the shot to come. It's like never coming. He's sitting there patiently. He could have double committed 3 different times, but he didn't. And Sean just banged it off the post and out of the net. He's got another shot in his tank, though. Freeze up for it, but it's off the backboard. Here's a shot from Feedster, and he nails it over 2.
Wow. I mean, you work your way through the entire defense like Sean right here, and he gets the benefit of having a third go at it to put it off the backboard for his teammate. Ooh, really caught Virginia off grabbing Booster, just following the play left to right and getting tied up. So well done, Sean, winning a couple different battles and not giving up on it when you missed what could have been a freebie.
Now, if you're Virginia, you might start scratching your head with getting scored on again first, and trying to recreate that Game 1 magic just doesn't seem to be in the cards right now. They're having a lot more problems. We talked about the transition game being the main reason, or one of the main reasons why. And now this keeps happening. Feedster catches the defense out and picks up his second.
Well, it's quite simple. Everyone on Virginia thought Freeze was going to hit that ball. And he missed, and Andrews hung out to dry. There's no further analysis needed.
Rocket League, it can be so beautifully simple sometimes. And just as simple as 2-0, USF Green trying to go up in the set. But Virginia, they might be knocking at the door here. This might be part of what's kind of plagued them as a team, where they have those moments where everything clicks for a game that we saw in that first game. You take advantage of a couple key errors from the other team. But then when things start to get tight and you're forced to win the challenge game more consistently, well, that's where Virginia, they start to break down some of these rotations. Not to say that, they have been the purveyors of their own destruction, but certainly on the last goal, that was a nice cut, but Andrew wasn't ready for it.
Yeah, not even Virginia knows what's going to happen. It's a big play from Justin Cap to beat 2 defenders, if only the follow-through was there for it. And banger floater for Feedster, and wow, Justin Cap, way to go out and get that one and force that challenge to go out to the opposite side, and you got to put something in right about now.
They're starting to heat up. Justin Cap wins another crucial challenge. Freeze tackles Feedster on the goal line. Banger comes in to follow up, and now it's real tough here in the corners. The blue corners have been impossible for Virginia to be able to work by.
Not done yet. Look at Justin Cap pushing Sean off the ball. Freeze wanted the pinch across, and he just missed it. It's not a bad idea, but execution now plaguing the Cavaliers.
They still able to keep the ball frozen here. Speaking of frozen, Freeze got the challenge. Andrew next up wants that roll around the corner. Banger barely keeps that ball out. Freeze trying to force it through, and try as they may in that right corner, they just will never get it by them. They can push it to the edge of the box, but that's about it.
You need the demos coming across the goal line to throw off the rotation if you want to be successful. Justin Cap overdoes it. Throws the ball too far in front of Freeze, and again, small opportunity, but mis-executed on. And Virginia, again, left wanting. And here we are back in this corner, Jorby, and there you see Justin Cap going for the demos. And if you had gotten 1, maybe even 2, they probably score there.
Probably. Oh, Sean, what a catch on the goal line. And Feedster made it awkward for Freeze, but Andrew came in the nick of time to get that ball out. Time is not on the side of Virginia, though. They need to get something on the board here on this next push. Otherwise, it's just going to be too tall of a task to order. And, well, midfield has not been Virginia's best look here in game number 3. Andrew flips it over another one, and Sean gets the clear back to the orange corner.
And still time here, to be honest, even if it's not much, because really not too many shots, only 4, but a significant amount of time over on the offensive half for Virginia here in this game. And really just looking for that execution to come back in game 3. That's really all they need to be quite, or game 4, sorry, this is game 3.
It feels like it's
getting it all tied up
fast
in my head, you know?
Yeah, no. I mean, for sure, if now it feels like a little forever ago since Virginia put on the 5 spot, because, well, it's 6 scoreless now goals for USF Green.
Yeah.
6
Tough
unanswered.
Tough stuff, to be honest, if you're Virginia, and it feels like they're on the cusp of something, right? Because you like the idea, jamming it in the corner, sure, USF can play that game all day, but they've got the people rotating through the box, and those start to connect. It's going to get real hairy real quick for South Florida. Oh boy.
I do think you were hinting at it, but like on a couple of the pushes, overdoing it, I think was a word that you used. I think it was on one of Justin Cap's pushes, but it does feel like they try to do too much with the ball or try to get too cute with the ball, and like that's definitely a pitfall I know players can fall into, which is just trying to get too creative, when sometimes the best idea is to just either slap the ball as hard as possible or bring it down and get a nice give and go pass going. But if you make things unpredictable for your teammates to read, you're not going to have a good time. And Virginia need to figure that out before this match is over.
And they can. They got a chance to start it off great. Oh, and Andrew, he dropped it.
Oof. Yeah, but, it's still early on, and you got this clear out in the corner. Normally, at that point, I would say something like, well, that's just one you can't let hang on USF Green. You got to be able to put those in or be able to handle the ball in that situation. But at this mark, and with how the game has gone, no harm done.
Smart play from Feenster there. Just let that one come off the wall. He knew he had time to challenge, but Justin Cap one step behind Sean as it will get punched into the corner. Andrew wants the demo. Feenster going to have to recover, and he knows he can't touch it. Thankfully, everyone on Virginia was waiting for him to get the clear. Justin Cap off the backboard. It's going to stall up above the net. Freeze can't jam it home. The second opportunity. Chance nowhere to be found. Andrew waiting patiently in the midfield line. Lets Feenster through the seam. And he wants the air dribble bump. And he's going to stall it out on the floor as well. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, do you need to ask Feenster to do any task in Rocket League? He can do it for you. Air dribble bump.
Wow.
He's got you. Save on the back line. He's also got you. Ace combat from Feenster. An excellent job to put USF in the lead. That's now 7 unanswered goals on Virginia.
What a play from Feenster. You don't get that very often, because most of the time you get punched back into the ball like that, it ends up saving it, but pretty sure that beat the last defender with that last little tip.
Definitely. And absolutely aided by Andrew, who ended up hesitating in midfield. Well, he didn't hesitate in midfield. He was playing the clear in midfield, and Feenster just caught him on the breakaway.
Well,
now Banger catches the net with no defender. And not how you want to leave your net if you're Virginia. And now it's 8 unanswered goals by USF Green.
Trying to do a little too much. He wanted that pinch to keep the pressure going, or at least that touch off the wall, and he took a real aggressive line to it, which, in theory is not bad, but if you miss it, then you're in deep trouble.
He's missed a couple of them now that have put the team in a bad spot. Andrew missed it. Justin Cap comes in quickly, and Virginia's defense is out of whack right now. Andrew tries to clear another. Yeah.
Gonna go get FDOT and see if anything's going wrong, because he would have some idea. And for some reason, we can just drop that joke, because for some reason I tied Virginia and Atlanta up in my mind.
Wow. I was like, I was going to let you out to dry on that one. I was like, I don't know what connection FDOT has to Virginia here that you're trying to pull me, but, Sheaves.
You had faith. I appreciate it. Thank you.
That makes sense. I did. I figured you're going to make the point, but, here we are. Justin Cap behind the ball around the corner, and Freeze. Well, he gets a nice touch out and can't get back to the ball, though. Feenster already downfield, and Virginia just forced into a hurried retreat almost every time they get to the blue half. They never get the look that they want. They're always having to turn a 180, moving the other way, and they have to deal with Banger, who's just sitting in front of the box waiting to put him in.
Sean. Great touch
What a
upfield and
pass.
Banger, the little bump on Freeze to open up the gap, and how about making sure you get it between the posts as well. That backline havoc paying dividends. 3-0 already for South Florida, and it kind of feels like that was the first one that South Florida's really earned in this game.
Well, I mean, Feedster's goal was pretty...
True.
I would say Feedster.
Feedster's goal was good. That's right. The
Yeah,
air dribble
so
bump
that's
was
2.
awesome. They're going to get one back.
Oh!
Freeze is going to catch a bounce off the backboard, courtesy of Andrew. Justin Cap setting one up. And it's that extra touch as well to kind of keep it slower than normal. And Feedster, while he might have scored a beautiful air dribble bump earlier there, is going to slightly mistime the clear and give up goal.
Well, the goal streak for USF Green ends at 9 unanswered. Finally, Virginia, after getting scored on 9 times, have been able to find the back of the net. And maybe a second in a row off of a demo, but Justin Cat missed Sean, who has just been clutch and achieves. I feel like last week we talked about Sean being clutch for USF Green. And here he is again, not trying to do too much, not trying to, not trying to get too key with the ball, but just I'll make the touch, not that one. As he gives ball to Justin Cap. Banger left alone now. But overall, he's been solid.
Sean, yeah, especially in this series. I mean, he's been rock solid in defense. And of course, as I say that, he gets demoed to the back line, but he's been a tough man to get the ball by for the Cavaliers so far. And Bulls right now, they are a running. Sean leading the pack.
Nice little tip from Justin, or not, excuse me, Sean. And he wraps back around. Andrew, not the tip he wants. Justin Cap makes up for it, and now they need a push here, but Freeze is on the ground, and Andrew able to come back in to make the challenge happen. But these clears are just killing them. Justin Cap has a much more relaxed rotation here, but still a lot of work to move it out to the corner. He's by 1. Banger gets the touch off the backboard. The shot comes here from Andrew, and it's not good. Feedster got the save, and that was the push for Virginia. That challenge will kill the ball in midfield from Sean. And it looks like Virginia are going to have to try again.
Oh, Andrew was looking for Justin Cap. Justin Cap, I don't even think thought a pass was coming his way. I think he was about to rotate out. Had to go back and get that one. Feedster on transition. Justin Cap on his lonesome and stalemates the ball out into the corner. And time is of the essence here for Virginia. And the dump and chase game is going to be a hit or miss one for me.
Oh, Feedster got chipped off the ball by Andrew. Andrew passed back to Freeze. Okay, Virginia. But Sean, behind the ball, stops it for a second. Andrew flips by another. Feedster can't get there. Justin Cap ripped it too high. And then Sean barely gets the redirect to get the clear downfield. Nothing is working for Virginia. Justin Cap will one more time push the ball off the ceiling. Freeze gets over Sean. Justin Cap gets the bump in front of the line. And there we go for Virginia. Andrew picking up one more to try to tie the game.
Yeah, Sean, I think, had to balance a lot of different priorities there. He didn't feel comfortable trying to take that challenge with the people coming at him from the top and the bottom side, and he didn't want to get dunked and have no chance, so kind of left the door open, and finally the execution gets there for Virginia, and they give themselves a shot with 10 seconds.
Some life with Justin Cap. Hard pass to Freeze, and he just clanged it off the crossbar. Oh, Achieves might be dead in his seat. Banger trying to kill the ball. Freeze just gave it to Sean. Freeze actually got the save. Justin Cap. Oh, he missed it.
Oof.
And it's down on the ground. USF Green, after a Game 1 stinker, came up and just outclassed Virginia.
Brutal for Virginia. I think they're going to be disappointed with themselves here. They know that it came down to execution a lot of the time for it, and that 0-second opportunity, a microcosm of it. I mean, you beat the kickoff, you get the dish out into the middle, and boom, straight off the backboard. Rough stuff. And USF, got to give credit where it's due. They played a solid game and had clean rotations. To be fair, they dodged a lot of demos. I really do think Virginia was driving through and really trying to cause a lot of havoc, but heads on a swivel, never got surprised by it, and were able to keep a nice, clean, solid rotation to waste a lot of time off the clock and get a good win.
I totally agree. And I mean, this is pretty big for USF. They get, back in the plus side of their game differential now at 15 and 14, or excuse me, 16 and 14, and a now even 500 record on the season. So USF Green trending upwards, and we have plenty more CRL coming up for you guys after the break. Don't go anywhere.